13.8 billion years ago, there was nothing. No space, no time, no light. And then, in an instant smaller than a fraction of a second, everything began. Imagine all the matter and energy in the entire universe compressed into a point so small it makes an atom look like a galaxy. That was the beginning, the Big Bang. But it wasn't an explosion in space. It was an explosion of space. Space itself was being born. In the first tiny fraction of a second, the universe expanded faster than the speed of light. A moment scientists call cosmic inflation. In less than a trillionth of a second, the universe went from smaller than a proton to the size of a golf ball. And it kept growing. For the first 380,000 years, the universe was a blazing hot soup of particles. Light couldn't even travel. It was like trying to see through fog. Thick, glowing, opaque fog that filled everything. Then something remarkable happened. The universe cooled enough for atoms to form. For the first time, light broke free and streamed across space. That ancient light is still here today. We can detect it. It's called the cosmic microwave background, and it's literally the afterglow of creation. But the universe was still dark. No stars, no galaxies, just clouds of hydrogen and helium gas drifting through an endless void. Then gravity went to work. Slowly, over hundreds of millions of years, those clouds of gas began to clump together. The more they clumped, the stronger the gravity. The stronger the gravity, the more gas they pulled in. And as the pressure built up inside these massive clouds, something extraordinary happened. The first stars ignited. These weren't gentle little campfires. The first stars were monsters, hundreds of times more massive than our sun, burning so hot and so bright that they lived only a few million years before exploding in cataclysmic supernovae. But here's the thing, those explosions were essential. Because inside the cores of those stars, hydrogen was being fused into helium, helium into carbon, carbon into oxygen, nitrogen, iron, all the elements that would one day make up you. Every atom of carbon in your cells, every atom of iron in your blood, every atom of calcium in your bones was forged inside the heart of a dying star. Those stellar explosions scattered these new elements across space, seeding new clouds of gas, which collapsed into new stars, which eventually formed galaxies, vast swirling cities of hundreds of billions of stars. About 9.2 billion years after the Big Bang, so about 4.6 billion years ago, in an unremarkable corner of an unremarkable galaxy, a cloud of gas and dust began to collapse. And in the center of that cloud, our sun ignited. Around it, a disk of leftover material swirled and clumped, dust grains stuck together. Pebbles became rocks, rocks became boulders, boulders became mountains, and mountains became planets. Earth was born, but it was nothing like the blue marble we know today. Early Earth was a hellish wasteland, molten rock, toxic air, constant asteroid bombardment, no oceans, no life, just fire and chaos. Then, about 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized object slammed into Earth. The collision was so violent, it vaporized part of Earth's outer layer and flung it into orbit, where it coalesced into the Moon. That collision tilted Earth on its axis, giving us seasons. And the Moon's gravity stabilized that tilt, keeping our climate steady for billions of years. Without the Moon, Earth's axis would wobble wildly, and life as we know it could never have developed. Comets and asteroids delivered water to Earth's surface. Oceans formed, and in those oceans, about 3.8 billion years ago, something happened that we still don't fully understand. Simple molecules, amino acids, nucleotides, organized themselves into the first self-replicating structures. Life. Not plants or animals, not even bacteria as we know them. Just tiny molecular machines that could copy themselves. But that was enough, because once life starts, it finds a way. For 2 billion years, life was microscopic, single-celled organisms floating in the oceans, slowly learning to harness sunlight through photosynthesis, filling the atmosphere with oxygen and changing the planet forever. Then came the Cambrian explosion. About 540 million years ago, in a geological blink of an eye, life exploded into an astonishing variety of forms. Eyes, shells, legs, predators, prey. The blueprint for nearly every animal body plan on Earth today appeared in a span of just a few million years. Life moved onto land, plants covered the continents, insects took flight. And then, about 230 million years ago, dinosaurs appeared. They ruled Earth for 165 million years, the longest reign of any large animals in our planet's history. 66 million years ago, a 6-mile-wide asteroid struck Earth near what is now Mexico. The impact released energy equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs. Dust blocked the sun. Temperatures plummeted. 3/4 of all species on Earth, including every non-avian dinosaur, went extinct. But in the ashes, small furry creatures survived. Mammals. They had lived in the dinosaurs' shadow for over 100 million years. Small, nocturnal, hiding. Now, with the giants gone, they had their chance. Fast forward to about 7 million years ago in Africa. A population of primates began walking upright. 2.5 million years ago, they started making tools. 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared. Us. We were fragile, no claws, no fur, no fangs. But we had something no other species had ever possessed. A brain that could imagine, communicate, cooperate, and build. We learned to control fire. We developed language. We painted caves, told stories, and looked up at the stars and wondered. 10,000 years ago, we invented agriculture. We settled. We built cities, civilizations, empires. We wrote, we calculated, we explored. In the last century alone, we split the atom, cured diseases, walked on the moon, and sent machines beyond the solar system. From a ball of molten rock to a planet of 7 billion minds. In 4.5 billion years. But here's the question that keeps scientists, philosophers, and dreamers awake at night. Was all of this a coincidence? Think about what had to go exactly right. If gravity was slightly stronger, the universe would have collapsed back on itself. If it were slightly weaker, stars and galaxies could never have formed. If the strong nuclear force were 2% different, no carbon would exist, and no life as we know it. If Earth were a little closer to the sun, oceans would boil. A little farther, and they'd freeze. If that asteroid had missed 66 million years ago, dinosaurs might still rule, and mammals and humans might never have risen. The odds seem impossible. Hundreds, thousands of precise conditions, each one necessary, each one seemingly random, all lining up to produce a universe that could create stars, planets, oceans, and ultimately, beings who can look back and ask the question. Some call this the anthropic principle, the idea that the universe must be compatible with life, because if it weren't, we wouldn't be here to observe it. We can only exist in a universe capable of producing us. Others see something deeper, not random chance, but evidence of a design, a mastermind that set the initial conditions with extraordinary precision, knowing that 13.8 billion years later, this exact chain of events would lead to a species capable of asking, why? Was it all a cosmic accident, a roll of the dice that happened to land on the one combination that makes life possible? Or does the extraordinary fine-tuning of the universe point to something, or someone, behind it all? We may never know for certain. But the fact that we can ask the question at all, that atoms forged in dying stars came together to form a brain capable of wondering about its own existence, that perhaps is the greatest mystery of all. The universe went from nothing to everything, and somewhere along the way it woke up. It started thinking. Through us, we are the universe, experiencing itself, and whether that's the most beautiful accident in existence or the signature of a design beyond our comprehension, it is, without question, the most extraordinary story ever told.